DeAndre Ayton is going to eat big time against the Clippers in this Suns versus Clippers matchup. DeAndre Ayton is going to. I expect him to dominate. That's what I expect. I don't know if Chris Paul is going to play, but whether he plays or not, the Suns, they do not have a chance at beating the Clippers unless DeAndre Ayton is dominating. Ayton is going to have to be the first option. All right? This is going to be a test for Chris Paul and Devin Booker. Are you willing to allow DeAndre Ayton to be that number one guy? He's number one pick. He is not a bust. This dude is a phenomenal talent, phenomenal player. He doesn't get a lot of touches. He did have a lot of injuries early on in his career, but right now he's playing healthy. He's playing fine. All right. But I think he is gonna be the difference maker. And I think the Phoenix Suns, this squad, they owe it to him on this because he had the hard work. He had the hardest job against the Denver Nuggets. You know what that job was? Going up against the league MVP. Nikola Jokic, the Joker. Yeah, I know the Suns swept him, but guess what? DeAndre Ayton did not have an easy job out there. Now, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, yeah, they had an easier job out there because in the backcourt that they was going up against were guys who were not regular starters. And you have Chris Paul and Devin Booker. One is an all-NBA player. Both of them are all-stars. They had the easy job. Same thing when they was going up against the Lakers. They had the easiest job. Okay? So it made sense for them to be those two to be the number one option. You had Caruso, who's a real good defender, not that much of a threat on offense. You have Dennis Schroeder. Okay? Dennis Schroeder was coming off COVID. He just didn't look like himself. You know, I know he's not an all-star, but he still can hoop. Dennis Schroeder can ball. But you still dominated the Suns at that time still had the favorable matchup in the backcourt. Who did DeAndre Ayton have to guard? Anthony Davis. Yeah, Anthony Davis was hurt. Doesn't matter. It's Anthony Davis. It's AD, the unibrow. Okay? So now this is going to be an ultimate test. It's going to be a test for Coach Monty Williams. It's going to be a ultimate test for Chris Paul and Devin Booker. Because I feel like the way Chris Paul operates, I think he's going to have to adjust a little bit. Well, not just a little bit, a lot. Because Chris Paul is used to feeding the big man on that pick and roll and he do that alley-oop and stuff, right? You don't really see him feeding in the post a lot of times. And the thing about it is he hasn't really had a... Let me see. The two guys that he had throughout his career before he joined the Phoenix Suns who had consistent post-up games was David West when he was in New Orleans. And you had Blake Griffin. Okay. But in this matchup here, you know, DeAndre Ayton should be getting nothing less than 25 and 13. You know what? 25 and 15. Okay? Because the Clippers, they play a lot of small ball. I like Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris is a brilliant defender. I don't think he can, he should not be able to shut down DeAndre Ayton. Now, is Marcus Morris going to give him everything he has? Oh, you bet he will. All right? Morris is a very, very, very efficient defender. But Ayton still has that size, man. Has that post-up game. He can run the court. He can run the court. He can run the floor. And what's going to happen is that the Clippers, to their advantage, when they go to the small ball lineup, they're going to shoot the three. Or you come out there and defend, guess what? They're going to go by you. But see, I believe that Ayton is more athletic than Rudy Gobert. All right? And even if Terrence Mann, Paul George, or Marcus Morris, either one of them, if that's the person who DeAndre Ayton has responsibility to be covering, if they're knocking down all these threes, that's fine. Okay. Get the ball down court. You know what? Get them in the post. Because there's nothing more helpless than being on defense and somebody got you in the post. They have you pinned up under the basket where, hey, all they got to do is catch the ball. They don't even have to jump that high off the ground. They can just tiptoe. Go up strong. Go up strong, big man. And I think what's going to be a big-time test for Monty Williams is that if you implement that plan But Chris Paul and Devin Booker, they're continuing to treat it as if they are the number one option. Well, you're going to have to continue to tell them, hey, let's go into Ayton. Go into Ayton. You know? And see, that's where that matchup between Paul George and Devin Booker is going to come in. Throughout one of their matchups early in the season, they had a few mix-ups or whatever. They had some heated conversations, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how that matchup plays out, and I think they're going to be phenomenal. But if Devin Booker can score 50 points, Chris Paul can score 40 points. If DeAndre Ayton is not getting the ball on offense, being the number one option, the Suns, they are going to lose this series. They are going to lose it. And see, you got to give him the ball even more in this series, because this is the first time that he's going up against an opponent where he has the clear advantage. And also, if they go to small ball, guess what? Their goal is to get DeAndre Ayton out the game. Get him out the game. Wear him out. Make him a liability. That's the Clipper. That's going to be the Clippers' goal. And if Ayton is not getting the rock, he's not able to respond back. You know, it's almost like somebody has both your hands tied behind your back and they're punching you and they're hitting you, but you can't hit back. You're going to have to feed Ayton. None of that. I mean, Chris Paul is very ball dominant, brilliant point guard, but he gets into the habit of dribble a lot. You're going to have to feed that man in the post. You're going to have to. You have to. Crowder, feed that man. Bridges, feed that man. All right? And I think that's going to be key. For the Clippers to win, once again, they're going to have to get DeAndre Ayton out the game. They're going to have to get them out the game. I don't care if Chris Paul is not, let's say if he's not playing. Okay? They still going to have to figure out a way to get DeAndre Ayton out the game. And they're going to go to, and if they're probably going to use their small ball lineup, and they're going to make it seem like DeAndre Ayton is such a liability that Monty Williams is going to have to take him off the court. But if you Monty, you stick with DeAndre Ayton. All right? So, with that being said, if the Phoenix Suns follow my advice on this, all right, I think they'll win this series in 6 games. I do. If they don't follow it, I think the Clippers are going to win in 6. Clips in 6. Yeah. Because especially if they don't follow that advice, so that means that they're going to, and Chris Paul might not be playing, 2 games? Yeah, it's going to be Clips in 6. All right? Still not sure if Kawhi Leonard is going to be playing. All right? Now, I may change my prediction because new information comes out each day. But so far, I have, if they give the ball to DeAndre Ayton, make him the number one option, the go-to guy in this series, the Suns will be winning in 6. All right? That's my prediction. All right. Share your thoughts. Tell me, who do you believe is going to win this series? And tell me why. If you believe the Clippers are going to win the series, tell me, what's so special about the Clippers that you think that they're going to win this series? Name something in particular, all right? And if you think the Suns are going to win this series, hey, tell me, what particular reason why you have the Suns winning this series? And in how many games? Share your thoughts below. Hit that like and subscribe button. If you are watching the YouTube channel, and if you're listening to the podcast on Anchor, Spotify, or whatever audio format where you listen to podcasts, guess what? Go to the review section, and in the review, type in who do you think is going to win, and hit that like button and that favorites button, all right? Thank y'all for tuning in. Student of the game. Peace.